Well, hi guys, it's that time. It's our Bible teaching snippet of the day. Well, now, last time I posted, I talked about a thing called a cellular hair DNA test. It's a way that I use to keep my body maintained and healthy and make sure I'm getting all the nutrients that I need so I can help my body to maintain and not get sick, okay? Now, I want to say this, I don't have any health issues, but for those out there listening to me, if you do have something that you're fighting, like if you've got high blood pressure, cholesterol, diabetes, any of those things where you have to continue to take medicines every single day, maybe this is something you can do so you can get off of those medications and not be going and taking prescribed medicine, which is nothing more than small doses of poison measured out. And to me, it's like, okay, so I've got high blood pressure, and instead of getting to the root of what's causing the high blood pressure and addressing that, we take a piece of black electrical tape, tear a piece off, and put it on the blinking light. Because high blood pressure is nothing more than an indication that there's a deeper problem, something else is going on with your heart or something. So we are taking a piece of black electrical tape and covering up the flashing light. And did you know if we keep doing that on an automobile and we just keep covering up all the warnings and all the signs and it just keeps running and running and running, we don't fix what's wrong with it, at some point that car is on the side of the road, broke down. Sometimes they can't be fixed because we've blown the motor up and there's no such thing as being able to fix it. So, we can let our bodies go to a point where we've added one prescription to cover up this problem, and then another problem comes and we got another prescription, and we just keep stacking that up. And that's like putting little stickers on all of your indicator lights that say, hey, I need some help here. I can't function the way I'm functioning. And instead of us fixing the root problem, we put black electrical tape on the warning lights that are flashing at us, okay? And unfortunately, if we do that long enough, they're going to have to send a thing, what we call in the car business, a towing truck, a wrecker, okay, a tow truck. But in the medical field, they call it emergency medical or HERST, to take you to the mortuary, okay? And sometimes we need to just stop what we're doing and fix what's really under the hood of the car so that it can continue to run. Our bodies are just like that. So today I'm going to talk a little more about this because I've gotten so many responses, more and more people, because I know the heart of most people is that you want to live healthy lives without taking medicines. And that's what I desire as well as God. God wants us to be healthy and whole. He doesn't want us to be patched up, putting chemicals in our bodies so we can force our bodies continue to operate. But every year we go back to the doctor and we got more things wrong with us. That's not God's best. God wants us to walk in health and to be healthy. And everything's kind of stacked against us because I talked to you about the foods that we have, and it's really just hard to maintain our health. Even the water we drink, guys, has chemicals. Fluoride, our body does not need fluoride in it. Fluoride is a metal substance, and it causes your pineal gland to calcify, and that's why people can't think clearly and they're kind of in a daze. It's probably because they got too much fluoride in their body. But anyway, that's another teaching, I guess. So I don't have time to just teach you everything that I've studied and learned over the last 7 or 8 years. But every time as I go to lay hands on people and I talk to people about different things going on in their lives with their health issues that they have, I study things. And I'm just, I study the Bible and I study different causes of different things, and I study different prescriptions to figure out, okay, well, if this person's having bad headaches and they're taking a medicine that's causing the headaches, did you know that God can't supernaturally heal the headache? Because they're constantly putting that pill in them that causes the headache. So he can't stop the pill from doing what it's designed to do. So once we take that into our bodies, it's going to do what it does, okay? So with that said, Let me talk to you a little bit more about this hair DNA thing, because I've had such an overwhelming response, because the desire that you have to live healthy and whole and not to be sick is God's desire. It's my desire that you're healthy and whole. The last thing I want is for people to call me every week wanting me to pray for them. I'm not your fix. Jesus is your healer, but we do have a responsibility. Like I said, every single person has a responsibility to do the very best they can with their body. God gave us our bodies, and it's our responsibility to take care of them. So let me talk to you a little more about the DNA and the different things that I do just to try to maintain my health so that I don't get sick, because I want to live life long in the land so that I can benefit others, okay? On this DNA test, one of the things that it says, the very first sentence here, it's a couple of sentences maybe, it says symptoms that appear now actually started in your cells, in the cell tissue, at the cell level, months and even years ago. For your body to completely heal, you must go back to where the imbalance began. Okay, so what that first thing says on that report basically is that what you're feeling today is not from what you ate a week ago. I can say this. Doctors can tell you that a person who gets diagnosed with cancer has been sick from anywhere from 3 to 6 years before they ever even come into the office. It's been kind of on the back burner stewing inside of us until it gets so bad that the symptoms are so strong that we discover what's really going on without knowing, without testing it, I should say. Okay. So now with that said, did you know that when you go in to take just a regular blood test, and I used to do this, I'd get an annual physical and they would take blood. They have you fast, like from a certain time of the day, maybe 10 o'clock that night or something, but they don't want you to eat anything within 8 hours of taking your blood, because that will affect the results of the blood. So that's why it's not accurate. It's just not accurate. It don't show you what's really at a cell level. It shows the condition of your blood over the last several hours. With the DNA hair test, this shows you a solid test of what's really going on, and it's not predicated on what you ate the day before, okay? All right, the next thing I want to talk about, I want to talk to you a little bit, not just about the hair DNA thing, and that being a way to either get yourself healthy and healed and purge toxins and poisons out of your body, but also to get your nutrient levels at 100%. I want to talk to you a little bit about some maintenance things that I do. So let's talk about that. I don't drink any water other than distilled water. You can buy it in big gallon jugs anywhere for about $1 a gallon. I also have had to look high and low to find it in bottled water, so if I'm on the go, I can have that. And Aquafina is the only kind of brand that I have found that is actually distilled water and has nothing added to it. I have a tester that can test water, and it'll tell me if it has any impurities in the water, and this tests out at 0, just like distilled water. So this is the only bottled water that I drink now. In fact, when I go out to eat at a restaurant, guess what I take in with me? My own bottled water. Another thing that I take and use, I do not use regular salt anymore. That is so bad for you because it's been processed and it's got chemicals in it, chlorine and bleach in it, and your body's not made for that. I use nothing but Celtic salt, and it is an all-natural from the Celtic Sea, and it is hand-harvested, and so it has no chemicals in it, and this stuff is good. You can eat as much of it as you want. In fact, let me read something to you. Celtic sea salt has 84 vitamins, minerals, amino acids, and electrolytes. You can use it freely. It won't hurt you. It relieves mental disorders, heart, kidney, and thyroid problems, and has been shown to cure or help multiple sclerosis, MS, and many other sicknesses and all. So I get this off of Amazon. You can buy it at a specialty food store as well, but Amazon carries it. The next thing I want to show you is that I do not use sugar like regular sugar anymore, nor do I use NutraSweet, True-V, or all of those. All of those are bad for you. They're all chemicals and they're not good for you, okay? you will get aspartame poisoning like I had, and your body can't purge that out, okay? So what I use is sugar in the raw, and it looks a little bit of a tannish color, but the reason it's called turbano. You can see that turbano cane sugar. It's an all-natural product. It's not processed, and if you're going to take in sugar, this is what you want, okay? So this is the things that I want to talk to you a little bit about today. I do like to use organic food, but honestly, they're very expensive. And if you can, the best thing to do is buy from a local farmer or a local gardener or grow it at home yourself. I don't buy any eggs except cage-free eggs that are grain-fed with no hormones in them, okay? Another thing I want to talk to you about is if you look at the back of a package of meat, like packaged meat, like bologna or anything like that, a package-type processed meat, if you look on the back of that and there's chemicals in it that you cannot pronounce, they are in there for preservatives, and when you take those into your body, you're going to have a side effect of that. Bologna is one of the reasons in other processed meats that people eat. That's the number one cause of a person having gout and pain in their joints, is because of the processed meats that they're eating. Any chemical that you cannot pronounce, you don't need to put it in your body, so throw out those processed foods. And again, I think it's worth repeating, any foods that's on the inside aisles of a grocery store, if it's in a box or a can, guys, those have preservatives in them, and those preservatives in your body will become antifreeze, Roundup, formaldehyde, because that's the chemicals that keep it for a long time on the shelf, whether it's in the grocery store or in your pantry. And your body cannot process that and push that out. And that's what happens. We start having these health issues because we've got too many chemicals in us, and they make us sick over time. And we're not getting enough nutrients that our body needs. And look, God created our bodies like a fine, well-made machine. He says you are wonderfully made. And so chemicals is not what our body needs. Our body needs proteins and nutrients, what God created it to be, our fuel, okay? So listen, I'm going to hop off here, and I love you. And again, if you want any information about this new way that I find to maintain my health, or if you've got a health issue and you want to try to get all of these chemicals, the toxins and poisons, and get off prescriptions and get your body back in balance, you just let me know, and I'll be glad to send you that information. Before I close today, I want to say this before anybody starts thinking anything in the negative toward me. I do not have all the answers, number one. And number two, anything I share with you is because I love you and I want the very best for you. And I do not get any money. I don't get a referral fee or anything off of any of this. This is just me wanting the very best for every single person because I love you. And that's it right there, is because I care about people. So anyway, guys, I'm going to hop off here, and tomorrow I'll be here with our Tuesday testimony, okay? And I'm going to tell you about a healing. Thank you, and I'll see you again right here. Bye-bye.